Hello everyone, my name is Iulian Nedelcu. I'm a teacher of English at the National College Școala Centrală in Bucharest. My lesson focuses on vocabulary development. To be more specific, I have prepared a list of idioms, phrasal verbs, collocations that come from two major sources. Famous speeches of iconic figures such as Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Oprah Winfrey, to name just a few, and articles published in the British newspaper The Guardian. Why have I chosen vocabulary? Because I think it is fundamental in learning any foreign language. Learning new language on a daily basis helps you to improve your language level, and it also helps you to communicate more confidently and more effectively. However, I would like to see your point of view. This is why I have asked my students to express their perspective on the importance of learning vocabulary. I did a survey and I'm going to show you the results. My students were expected to answer three questions. The first question, learning vocabulary will help you too. Let's see their responses. Understand the language at a higher level, find easier to speak with people because of the large variety of words that I know, speak more fluently, pass exams with a better mark, to have a more variety of words to choose from when speaking or describing something, improve your speaking and writing process, maybe improve yourself, expressing yourself in writing, improve your English and improve your speaking. The second question, do you think sound knowledge of grammar and vocabulary can help you to improve your listening, reading, writing, and speaking ability? And they had to opt for yes or no. And let's see how they responded. Each and every student believes that a sound knowledge of grammar and vocabulary is helpful. And the final question, how difficult do you find learning new vocabulary is on a scale from 1 to 5, 1 meaning easy and 5 being very difficult? And my students, most of my students, believe that learning new vocabulary is pretty easy. What are idioms? An idiom is an expression that has a figurative meaning conventionally understood by native speakers. This meaning is different from the literal meaning of the idiom's individual elements. In other words, idioms don't mean exactly what the words say. They have, however, hidden meaning. Examples: kick the bucket and spill the beans. The meaning of these expressions is different from the literal meaning or definition of the words of which they are made. Their meanings are, however, used figuratively. They mean to die and to tell people secret information. Now let's do some practice. Identify the idioms in the paragraphs or sentences below. This is the first paragraph. I'm going to allow you a couple of seconds to read it at your own pace, and you are expected to identify the idiom. Now, here is the paragraph with the idiom. Identify, rest on your laurels, and let's see the meaning. To be satisfied with your achievements and not to make an effort to do anything else. Now, we have a sentence here. Let's try to identify the idiom. In the face of, let's see its meaning, despite having to deal with a difficult situation or problem. A bitter pill to swallow. This is the idiom and its meaning. We shall go on with another paragraph. The same requirement or invitation. Okay, make it to the top. And its meaning to be very successful. So in this case, it's about breaking new ground, and its meaning is to do or discover something new. To look them in the eye, to talk to someone in a direct and confident way that shows you're honest or not ashamed. We shall go on with another slide and another pair of paragraphs. Can you find the idiom? Okay, let's see. On the threshold of, and its meaning is at the start of a new and important time or development. Let's see its meaning: to fall on deaf ears. If a suggestion or warning falls on deaf ears, no one listens to it. And the final slide with two more authentic contexts. This is a shorter paragraph from scratch. You may have heard of this idiom from the beginning without using anything that already exists. And the last paragraph. We have in this case two idioms: deep down and get to grips with, and their meanings: to make an effort to understand and deal with a problem or situation, and felt strongly and often hidden from other people. Okay, so this is the list of idioms I have prepared for you. What are phrasal verbs? Phrasal verbs are phrases that indicate actions. They are generally used in spoken English and informal texts. Phrasal verbs consist of a verb and a preposition or an adverb. Examples: turn down, come across, run into, and so on. Sometimes phrasal verbs consist of three elements: verb plus preposition adverb plus preposition adverb. Examples: look forward to, put up with, sit in for, etc. Sometimes it's difficult to understand the meaning of phrasal verbs. Before looking them up in a dictionary, it would be helpful to use the context to understand them. Now let's do some practice. Please identify the phrasal verbs in the paragraphs sentences below. The phrasal verb is to call upon or to call on, to officially ask a person or organization to do something. In this short paragraph, we have two phrasal verbs to look for and to figure out, and their meanings are displayed now. The second slide, presenting phrasal verbs. The same invitation, read it and identify the phrasal verb or phrasal verbs, if it is the case. Okay, to think about and to take on. To take on, to accept some work or responsibility, and to think about, to carefully consider facts in order to understand something, make a decision or solve a problem. Let's have a look at this sentence. The phrasal verb is to fall back on, and its meaning is to have something you can use or do if what you originally planned to use or do is not available or not possible. Let's move on to the following paragraph. Well, the phrasal verb is to step up, and here is its meaning. Let's identify together the phrasal verb, which is to shy away, to avoid something that you dislike, fear, or do not feel confident about. To speak up for, to drop out and stay around, and the last slide presenting phrasal verbs in authentic contexts. To side with, in this case, its meaning. And the last paragraph, the phrasal verb is to max out, and its meaning is to do or have as much as possible of something or too much of something. And let's have a close look at the list of phrasal verbs I have presented. This section deals with collocations. What is a collocation? Collocation refers to how words go together or form fixed relationships. These combinations just sound right to native English speakers who use them all the time. Let's discover some collocations: to make the bed, to do homework, to take a risk, to give someone advice, and so on. Please note that becoming aware of collocations is part of vocabulary learning. Choose the words that collocate. The mayor did no attempt to ease the problem of overcrowding in this neighborhood. And the answer is made, to make an attempt. It took us a long time to be able to say the difference between Chinese and Japanese languages. Have you decided? Tell the difference. Everyone is expected to study and learn from their mistakes. And the answer is learn. Learn from mistakes. Let's go on. The office is within striking or going distance of the hotel. Oh, the collocation is within striking distance. They have gained invaluable knowledge out of this experience. And the correct answer is gain. Gain knowledge. 6. We will begin the journey at dawn. And the answer is begin the journey. This revolutionary enterprise is going to provide jobs for the locals. To provide jobs is the right collocation. Everyone will have to do a document on political correctness for our next session. Let's find out. The collocation is to draw up a document. And the last slide. This discussion has lifted many important issues. To raise issues. If I were you, I would pay great attention to the warnings printed on the cigarette packet. Pay attention is the collocation. Now, let's practice idioms, phrasal verbs, and collocations through Kahoot. Since you cannot play it physically, I invite you to watch some of my students playing it. While watching, read the questions and find a suitable option that completes each and every sentence. Let's get started.